Hello and welcome to this Stage Training. My name is Ross George. I'm a national corporate trainer here at Stage, and I'm with my good friend Bryn Schofield.
How we going, guys?
All the way from New Zealand. How we going?
Deep down under.
Okay, so today I want to take everybody through, I think, one of the most misunderstood parts of Staged, and that's because Twitter's involved.
Yeah.
And Twitter is
Huge.
Is a strange animal.
Yeah, for lack of a better word.
So we're going to focus on the Twitter builder today. You'll notice me when I'm trying to be posh, I'll say Twitter. When I'm just speaking like I normally do, I'll say Twitter. So apologies.
I like the first one.
Twitter.
Yeah, it makes you sound regal.
Well, I assure you I'm not that.
No, scam.
Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to move over here into the Twitter builder. And, hopefully when you're watching this, you'll pick up a few, I guess the guidelines or even rules, if we were being a little bit stricter there. There's certain things that Staged has implemented for your protection, for our protection, and then there's certain things that Twitter implements that we don't have any control over,
to protect
basically.
them.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So the first thing that I want to show you when I come to Twitter Builder in my back office, I want to say, like, conceptually for me, Twitter Builder is one of the keys to Staged, because I always say, the creatives that you can have with your stages are great, but if nobody's looking at them, it's pointless. And Twitter is, the vehicle basically to help you get eyeballs on your various campaigns.
Yeah.
So it's so crucial to be involved. Now with the premium stage package, you can connect up to 25 Twitter accounts to your back office, and you'll see that here in my case I think I have all 25 done, just about. So you can connect as many as 25, and from that point on, all it is a case of being consistent and building that following over time. In terms of managing people's expectations with this, we get some people asking us, hey, well, I haven't had any sales yet and I have 16 followers. What's going wrong? Well, that's what's going wrong. We work really closely with a guy who's been doing Stage for about 3 months now. He's already up to 140,000 followers. He's done it all organically through the Twitter builder. It's pretty impressive. And now he's starting to get regular sales.
He's starting to benefit from the eyeballs.
Exactly. So that should be your goal. I say people haven't even started on this until you have at least an audience of 10,000.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So that's worth saying to start with. Now, Bryn, I'm going to take people through the various tabs here. When you click in Twitter Builder, the first thing that you're going to see is unfollow your non-followers. Okay, that's where it's default set to. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to go through the process of showing you what this means. Basically, what this is people who haven't followed you back. And essentially, as kind of cutthroat as it sounds, these are dead wood to you because they're not going to be able to see your content.
They're not going to do you any favors.
So what we want to do is we kind of want to offload them from our Twitter profile, right? And what we do, and you'll see here my ratio in this social marketing case, we're following over 1,700 and we only have 1,300 followers. Now I'd like to even that up if possible. In a 24-hour period, Staged is going to let us unfollow 200 people. Okay. And the reason that it's 200 is, firstly, it's a high enough number that people will make do with it. Secondly, it's again for protection. We don't want to overwhelm. We certainly don't want to risk anyone's accounts being suspended or questioned. So in the interest of safety, that's what it is. So we're going to go through this unfollow process, and we'll connect back up once this is done. Okay, great. So what you see here is that I've actually unfollowed 141 people. Now that means that I didn't get to the 200 mark. That's good news. That means that most people are following me back, which is cool. One thing to note is whenever you follow somebody through the Twitter builder, they won't show up as an option to unfollow for 7 days. Now the reason for that is just to protect you from like going in, following somebody today and then unfollowing the same person tomorrow. I got a message when I first started. The dude was like, bro, why have you unfollowed me like 3 times in the last 24 hours? I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So it's been a learning process, but again, Staged have put in these precautions so that doesn't happen to us again. So you'll see here, currently everyone you're following is following you back.
Good news.
The difference here, the 300 or so difference that you're seeing, will be people in that 7-day bubble that I can't unfollow yet.
You don't have access to.
Exactly.
Hopefully in the next 7-day period they'll all follow you.
I hope so.
Completely, that'd be the ideal situation.
And what you'll see here is this resets in 23.9 hours, so the 24-hour clock. As far as I'm concerned with this account, I'm done.
Yep.
What we don't like to see at stage is something called churning, which is when people are doing their following and their unfollowing on the same day. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move to another one of my accounts, and we'll take you through some of the following menus. Alrighty, guys. So this is one of my Vegas accounts. I live here in Las Vegas. I wanted to build an account for people who have an interest in Vegas because, long term, I'd like to be a local influencer here, I think.
I think you already are.
Well,
in my eyes. I've seen the pamphlet.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to focus now on a different section. We're going to focus on the second one down, which is, in contrast to unfollow your non-followers, this is follow your fans. Now, follow your fans basically is people that have followed you and you haven't yet followed them back. Yeah. So a lot of these people come from, the hashtags that you might do, hashtags in your bio, stuff like that. So this is really great organic traffic. These are people who have specifically wanted to follow this account without a call to action first. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and start to follow these. Okay, great. So once I've finally followed everybody that was following me and I wasn't following them back, we'll get this message. Currently, you have no followers that you are not following. Awesome. So that number came to 86. Now, what's cool is with this account, I can actually follow 200 people a day. Now, the reason I can follow 200 is because I have more than 100 followers. So that's another limitation just to be aware of, especially if you're just getting started. Until you have 100 followers on any Twitter account, basically Staged is going to limit you to only be able to follow 100 a day. Just for protection, new accounts always are scrutinized a little bit more to check that you're not spam, to check that you're not a robot. So we just implemented that, and I think hopefully it's not going to be too much of a challenge for you to get to 100 followers, and then you can follow 200 in a day. So that's where we're up to right now. You'll see this. What I'm going to do actually to supplement this daily activity is I'm going to want to follow an extra sort of 110 people or so to get to that limit. And Brim, what would you recommend in this case? Because I know we have a few different options. We can duplicate a user's follower, we can target in niche, or we can target by hashtag. What do you go for?
In the past, typically I've gone for target users in the niche. It enables you to be quite broad. With the categories that you're trying to look in. So, for example, right now you could type in just a keyword of Vegas.
And what this is going to do is this is going to pull up all of the top Vegas-related accounts. Now, instead of following these, because that wouldn't do as much good.
No, at Vegas won't likely follow you back.
No, what we want to do is we want to target this 260,000 people who are following Vegas. So we hit this button here. It says, show me their followers. And what's going to happen is we can start to follow these people that we know by default have an interest in Vegas. And that's really important information from a marketing perspective. So I like that as well. We could start to follow these people. But why don't you take us through target tweets by hashtag?
Cool. So target tweets by hashtag is actually one of the newer search fields that we've incorporated into the Twitter builder. And as the title suggests, you simply target users by a hashtag.
So what would be irrelevant? Maybe Mayweather Pacquiao's coming up.
That could be a good one.
We could do like MGM because that's where the fight's happening, and we're looking to really or MGM Grand maybe would be a better one. And you're basically going to see all these people that are hashtagging. So these tweets are very recent. You can see here the first one, Mayweather Pacquiao. That doesn't surprise me that came up just as we mentioned it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to follow these people because these are active and current users on Twitter, which is really important to me. And then we'll see in a minute. Alrighty guys, so what you're going to see there is a notification that says Twitter says you are unable to follow more people at this time, learn more here. And if we open this up, it's actually going to take us directly to the Twitter support center. So this is not a notification coming from Stage. We're very much the messenger. This is coming from Twitter. So I didn't follow 200. I have I'm following 2,000 people and I have 1,300 followers. Bryn, can you explain why I got that message at that point?
Yeah, sure. So the reason that you've been restricted by Twitter is because you have less than 2,000 people following you. And so until you get to that point, Twitter kind of looks at you like you're a newbie, so to speak. You know, you've got your learner's license with Twitter. And so they tend to, restrict the amount of people that you can actually follow. The idea is that they're kind of, trying to keep the reins on you. Once you get to 2,000 followers, they give you a little bit more freedom, and you can actually, start to follow more people as your following increases as well.
Okay, great. So I guess I'll just work on getting my ratio to be better once I'm at this point, growing my accounts, and then the reins will be off, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
then.
So that's sort of like the daily process. Until you get to that 2,000 follower mark, it's all about building and then unfollowing the people who aren't following you back, and then building again and unfollowing the people who aren't following you back. And after a certain point in time, you'll get over 2,000, and the sky's the limit really after that point.
Okay, great. This is a music video account that I'm building. I'm an affiliate for the Apple iTunes, and I think this will be a good way to get eyeballs on that campaign. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to target users in my niche. I'm going to look at who's popular, maybe Katy Perry, something like that. Really focus on who the big. I mean, she has 68 million followers.
That's ridiculous.
It's crazy. We're going to look for some Katy Perry fans, and we're going to start to follow the process. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty, so here I come up to my final 200 and 201. Congratulations, you've completed your following for this Twitter account today. So you can see, basically you're going to get a congratulations message. As I said before, the key really is consistency. Come back tomorrow, do the same thing again, and really just commit to spending some time every day, if possible, at least every week. Mm-hmm. To really build this following for you. So that pretty much takes you through all of the key features of the Twitter builder. Now, every so often you may run into various different messages, sometimes from Stage, sometimes from Twitter. So for example, if I get something that says rate limit exceeded, Bryn, what does that mean?
So that's pretty much a Twitter measure to throttle you. Here at Stage, we've introduced like a throttling measure of our own where, we have the user slide up at a specific pace so, it doesn't anger Twitter. You can't follow people too quickly. Mm. But every now and then Twitter will interject, and despite the fact that we've throttled the pace a little bit, they'll come in and say, just slow down a bit. And, typically it's just a warning message. Sometimes they'll lock you out for 5 or so minutes. But it's never anything that's going to jeopardize your account or jeopardize Stage. So
I've found that I can come back if I'm starting to get that message. I can come back maybe like you say in 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm good to follow people again.
Fine.
Yeah. So just bear that in mind. Stick at it. It really is crucial. It's going to be the foundation for all of your success with Stage. Mm-hmm. We're really excited about it. There's a lot going to be happening in the future to make life much easier. From what I heard, different builders.
Different social networks.
It's really exciting, guys. So thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you. Hopefully this was helpful. Subscribe to the channel and make sure that you're in the Facebook user group Stage Users. Mm-hmm. I'm Ross George. Thanks a lot.
I'm Bryn Schofield. Add us both on Facebook. Message us 24/7.
Cheers, guys. Bye.